Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well and you're not feeling so down. I know a lot of people right now in the Crow farm are feeling the pressure. They're feeling really down. Sentiment is low. Though it says on here, the new golden age of Cronos, sentiment is low, the price is low, price is bleeding against Bitcoin. The burns that are happening, that 70 billion burn, what happened in 2021, is being reversed. And is that going to be coming into the market near soon? Well, we'll get into that in just a little while. Not heard off Chris at all. So, but in this video, I will be talking about Crypto.com CRO token, also Line as well, but also going to be talking about Bitcoin and the market too. So, but before I start, hit that like button and give a subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated, to be honest. But yeah, so today, what we've got is we've got building permits coming out. That could be a market mover in general. But tomorrow is a very important day. And I know the FOMC is always important when it comes out. I really do think this one is important because we're starting to see cracks in the economy. Sentiment in crypto, sentiment in the stock markets is very low at the moment. People are so much taking the money out and sitting on the sidelines at the moment, waiting to see what happens because it's all come from geopolitical issues at the moment and also the tariff wars that are sort of happening with Mexico, Canada, and also now with China and also with Europe as well. And it's affecting us here in the UK in terms of aluminium and iron as well. Steel. So yeah, obviously everything's all eye on that at the moment. People are getting a bit more concerned and taking money out of the stock market and crypto as well. Because at the moment, like I said, we've got that FOMC meeting. Are they going to be cutting rates? Are they going to hold or are they going to increase rates? Obviously, we are starting to see the job market starting to become a bit iffy. The economy starting to become iffy. And maybe we could be looking at some rate cuts. Maybe a rate cut, maybe a couple more rate cuts throughout the year. Obviously, all data dependent and depends what happens to the economy. But they have all got, he said that in the previous meeting, that he's got tools necessary if he needs to, if the economy starts weakening. And we can see the sentiment right now throughout looking at the economy, looking at what's happening in the stock markets and crypto. We are starting to see a shift. The sentiment is not feeling so bullish no more, and people are running to more safe havens and cash as well. We saw that one with obviously Warren Buffett early last year, sold a lot of his stocks, and now he's looking towards places like Japan, actually. He's looking at a lot of places like that. So he's come very much protected because we can see here, Goldman Sachs sentiment indicator drops to the lowest level in more than 2 years. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of uncertainty in this world right now, and people would rather go into defensive stocks and also come out the risk assets like tech and like crypto and go and find those defensive stocks or sit on cash. That's what a lot of people are doing yet until it starts to iron itself out. So this is just a word of warning for you guys in crypto like myself. You know, just be careful out there. Take precautionary measures. Like I said in previous videos, and a lot of every video I've pretty much done, I said have a plan for the upside and to the downside. You need to have a plan. Don't get stuck. It's going to be painful. Trust me. And that's right here. Look at Warren Buffett. Absolutely climbing against, here we can see, down here, we can see Cathie Wood. Couldn't get my words out there. Cathie Wood. You can see the price has gone down towards the downside. She deals with a lot of Tesla stocks and others, risk assets. And also, but look at what happened there with Warren Buffett. His was just going up and up and up. And right now, what we can see here is we're looking at the crypto market right now. Look at the market. Everything, a lot of things are down 60, 70, 80, 90%. We have got some outliers, OMI out there, GT out there, BitGet token out there, only purely on the basis for that one is because they had that burn, which rocketed them all up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 800%. And obviously, they now up 327%. So that's not too bad if you're a BitGet holder and you holding that token. Not like us, who hold CRO. It's just been bleeding. Currently, CRO down 54% at the moment. But what I am watching out for, we've got Kai Young-Ju here, which is basically, he came out just before the bear market from the last cycle, and he's come out again now, saying the Bitcoin bull market cycle is over, expecting 6 to 12 months of bearish sideways price action. And we can see that right now. We've come to that point now, that pivotal point, where we could start dropping down even further down to the downside. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to actually play out because obviously we could get now rate cuts. We could get Jerome Powell stock coming out with QE and we could get some more positive sentiment come through, which might just change everything. The tariffs might start to ease off a lot and get more clarity. The wars may start to stop, like in Ukraine and Russia, because we know today Donald Trump will be talking to Vladimir Putin today. So will that start to come to an end? And if that starts to happen, we're going to start to see a lot more positive attitude to the markets, and people might start to creep back in to risk assets. But at the moment, we've seen prices of gold rise up a lot further, indicating that we're sort of like in that kind of concerned risk-off mode at the moment. So we just got to bear that in mind. But on the bigger picture, like Quinton says here, there's 18.7 million daily crypto users, 8 billion people on Earth. You're still early. He is totally right on that one. But we could have a look at the Bitcoin charts at the moment. We know what happened. We had that supply and demand zone. We were chopping around there, and then suddenly we broke down through these tariff wars as well. So obviously, we've got a lot of good news that have been coming out from crypto, but it's been like every good news is a little pump and then a pullback. And that's what's happened now. And now what's happened is we've fallen below that vital 50, 20 EMA, and now we've fallen below that 200 EMA as well. But what I'm also watching out for here as well, I'm starting to see, we can see here, this is a super guppy, which comes from various EMAs, multiples as well. And what it's showing you right now, we had that beautiful green move towards the upside, didn't we? With Bitcoin going from where it was at 54, then obviously the Donald Trump moment for presidency, all the way, shoot right all the way up. Then we chopped around sideways. Then we came to a bit of a neutral area. And then suddenly everything started to turn on the stock markets and crypto, and the super guppy started to turn red. But what we can also see as well, we're starting to see that money outflow coming from the Cypher B as well. Look at that. Start to curvature towards the downside. So this means there's a lot of bad downward pressure at the moment, and it's going to not take as much to drop down even further, get back down to that $75,000 mark. We could even come all the way up to this VRPVO node, which could come all the way down to 68,000. So we just got to bear that in mind, because at the moment, what we can see is, we can see like at the moment, the NASDAQ, which is a tech stock, which looks at the tech stocks, so to say, is also, we had that nice move towards the upside, and we're just selling off. It's like, every pump is just a sell-off. And that's what seems to be happening right now. We're coming up right up to that 20 EMA, that 50 EMA, and just a slightly above, below that 20 EMA, should I say. But we're still above the 200 EMA as well. So I'm watching the stock markets very, very closely, because that's looking slightly weaker. And we can see here as well, we can see NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures. That also had a little move, and now has also dropped down to the downside. We're seeing a lot of weakness through the stock markets in general. And look at the big seven also. It's starting to become fairly weak as well. And we can see that dropping now down towards the downside with NVIDIA as well. So a lot of coins at the moment, a lot of stocks and coins on crypto are looking pretty weak at the moment. But what I'm watching out for as well and being careful of, when we look at the super guppy and you look at like CRO to Bitcoin, look at that, the super guppy absolutely horrendously just pushing us down towards the downside. You can look at actually it's on a bit of a neutral at the moment, looking at ADA on the daily. It's a bit neutral, but starting to push towards the downside. So we just got to bear that in mind. But if we go to the weekly on ADA, we can see here, it's just been a downside. We've had that little bit of a pump there, and then basically come to neutral zone with a lot of strong support here. But obviously, we can see the money flow starting to come out there. So we just got to bear that in mind. And we look at Ethereum. Ethereum looks absolutely dead against Bitcoin, absolutely plummeting and plummeting down towards the downside. This is what I mean. A lot of altcoins are starting to make big moves towards the downside. So this is where we've just got to be prepared. But looking at CRO in the Bitcoin pairing, just like most of altcoins, we have got a few outliers like XRP, which is sort of holding the line at the moment. But look at CRO. It's had that big pump up towards the upside, and it's just been absolutely decimated against the Bitcoin pairing. And that's, to me, is a little bit concerning, but I'm hoping at some point we will sort of bottom out and make a way back up towards the upside. And, in terms of, it's just been catastrophic, really, to be honest with you. And the USD pairing as well, it's just been, absolutely catastrophic in terms of against the US dollar and also the Bitcoin pairing. And like I said, with the Bitcoin pairing, it's absolutely terrible, really. But, are we bottoming out? Is there more room towards the downside? Sure thing there is. But we can also see on the side for B as well, we're sort of dropping down towards the downside here. Now, obviously, we could come back to that 0.7 again. So we've just got to be prepared for that. We could even go down to 0.6. So we could go back down to that. So you just got to be prepared for that. It all depends what news. But right now, on about news, what we could see is, because we know that reversal is happening for that 71 billion CRO is going to be really put back in. And we can see that has been on the move. And what's upsetting a lot of people at the moment, because people thought this was going to be locked up for 5 more years or so. But what we're starting to see is that we've got like a con here. It says Cronos post-chain V5 upgrade is complete. As a result, CRA supply is now projected to grow as follows. December 2025, 39.49 billion. EO 2026, end of year, 53.96 billion. And then it looks like the burn scenario are not included in this projection, which is concerning a lot of people. And yeah, I just don't know what to say, really, because, well, I do. It's upsetting. It's disappointing because you don't hear off Chris when the bad times happen. He seems to keep very quiet. But when the good times are here, he seems to come out and talk a lot, or he talks in riddles, and which I don't like, really, personally. If I like to see no riddles, I like to see a CEO come out and actually give a clear cut and actually do like an AMA, and just for the CRO holders, just to give some sort of explanation about what is going on. We've got this about Argentina, which is all brilliant news, but nothing about this burn reversal or anything like that to ease up the Crow fam and people who hold CRO. It's being polite, courteous. I don't want him to go. He doesn't need to go and give out secrets away or anything like that. Just a bit of reassurance. It doesn't kill. I don't understand it, because with this, what gets me is a lot of CRO holders, a lot of people who own the debit cards as well and use the earn. Now, if these people say, I've had enough, I'm leaving. I know some bigger influencers have basically pretty much sold a lot of their or all of their CRO, are walking away. And that is not good, because it's the Crow fam who gets the message out there. It's not just their marketing, it's the Crow fam who gets out there. It's the people who do, like me and other people out there who do YouTube videos or do a lot on X, you know, a lot of that. And if you start alienating people like that, that isn't good, in my opinion. It's not looking good at the moment. And now I do wish he would come out and actually do an AMA and be a leader. That's what they do. It's all right just sitting closed doors and giving out the good stuff. When it's bad times, this is where you need a leader to step up and show your leader. Now, I don't like Binance Chain. I'm not keen on Binance. But what I will say is, at least with that CZ, like him or not, he goes out there and he talks about the Cronos chain and BNB and Binance. And then the CEO of Binance now, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he does the same. They do also reduce, like, there's no fees now on BNB chain for transactions. And that's really getting transactions. BNB has been making nice moves. It's nice and steady. It hasn't been dropping down like CRO. And that's what we want Chris to do. Be a bit more proactive. Talk about CRO a lot more. Really, really support it. He's not doing that. And that's a concern to me. I would be concerned if I was also holding a stock market. I hold lots of stocks. And if I don't get any CEOs coming out when there's issues happening and they don't come out and actually talk about it and ease the market up a little bit, as a lot of CEOs do, then it's concerning. And it is a little bit concerning that he doesn't do this. But hopefully I'm wrong. I'm still positive on Crypto.com as a whole, but the CRO token right now is a very question mark, in my opinion. And people said, have I sold any? I did sell a little bit. I haven't sold a lot. I sold a little bit of profit from further up, and I bought into, yeah, you got it right. I bought a bit of Lion. So I bought Lion when it first came out. So I got an airdrop. I bought a little bit more Lion at the earlier prices. And we can see here, it's really made a move. So I basically got my airdrop and I bought around about here. So we're having a nice move up on that Lion token right now. And basically what we've done is we've pulled back a little bit. Maybe it's a buying opportunity. I think this coin has got a long way to go. It's got a lot of fundamentals. It's got a big community behind it, the loaded lions. It's got a big community. I think when the market starts to turn, this coin could actually potentially make some big moves. It's dropping down now. So for me personally, I might DCA into this a little bit with a potentially it could drop down, even down to here again. If that's it, I'll buy a little bit more there because I do have conviction on that. I'm just watching the CRO token with very, very close eyes, and I'm waiting to see what Chris comes out with. Let me know what your thoughts are of the Line token, and let me know your thoughts of what you think. Should Chris come out and do an AMA? Should he come out and talk to the Crow fam and the Crow holders? Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button, give subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated. And I'll see you soon in the next video.